Hi everyone, Anthony Morganti here. Look at this picture of the bird. You could see that it's horribly blurry. I missed focus, as bad as you could probably miss focus. And I used Topaz Labs denoise, then Topaz Labs sharpen, and I ended up with this. And I'm really impressed. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I went from this to this. I mentioned at the top that I used Denoise AI as well as Sharpen AI. And the reason why I used Denoise AI is if you look at this area right in here and over here, you could see that even though this was shot with an ISO of 400, there is a considerable amount of noise. And what I found was if I sent this image directly into Sharpen AI, this area right here didn't have a lot of detail in it. It was kind of blurred or kind of mashed together. There wasn't the fine feather detail. And I thought that was because of the noise. And it proved to be correct. Because what I did then was instead of sending it directly into Sharpen AI, I sent it into Denoise AI first. Got rid of the noise, and then I found that this area was a lot better looking after I did that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the exact steps I used to get this image sharp. And I don't think I want it quite as sharp. This one looks a little bit too over sharpened. I might have overdid it. So I'm going to dial it down just a little bit from this point. So we have this blurry image. But there is, because I was making this video, I wanted it to kind of look similar to the other one. So I did some processing to it, and I did crop it. If I open the crop tool, you can see how I cropped it a lot tighter. What I found is that Topaz Labs Denoise AI works best if you send a full resolution image to it, meaning don't crop it. So I'm going to reset this image totally by clicking there. So we have this reset image, and you could see that not only was it poorly focused, it was poorly composed as well. Now I mentioned this area right in here is what I'm concerned with. So what I did first was, while in Lightroom, and of course now I'm using Denoise AI and Sharpen AI as plugins in Lightroom, but of course you could use them as standalone, it would work just as well. But what I did first is I wanted to try to bring a little detail into here in Lightroom so that when I send it over into Denoise, that Denoise has that detail to work with. So what I did was I pulled highlights down to try to see more detail in this area. I opened shadows up a little bit. And I really didn't do much beyond that. What I did do is I went down to detail and I took away all sharpening. And I took away luminance noise reduction, but I left the color noise reduction at 25. So that's what I did. And now I send the image as is over into Denoise AI. And to do that, I just right click on it, go down to Edit In, and then down to Topaz Denoise AI. And because this is a raw file, it has to edit a copy. So it's editing a copy with Lightroom adjustments with these settings, and click Edit. Now, of course, if you're using Denoise AI as a standalone application, it will read raw files. So you could have sent a raw file into it, but when you use it as a Lightroom plugin, you cannot. So I have this kind of 4-panel view. And what I'll do is I'll go to the standard, put the standard over here. And I kind of want to still kind of look at this area down in here. And that looks pretty noise free. I have standard set on auto, as you can see. So there's clear. Clear is also set on auto. Low light is auto. Low light looks pretty good as well. They all look pretty good. And severe noise. Severe noise is probably the worst of the bunch because it's not as much detail right here. So I'm just going to go with the auto settings. I'm not even going to mess around with any settings here or tweak them at all. And I'm going to go with standard. So we're going to click apply. Now this will apply those settings to that TIFF file, and it's going to return that TIFF file back to Lightroom. So now I have the TIFF file here, which is now noise free, as you see compared to this one. You can see there's a considerable amount of noise in that one compared to this one. So now I send this to, I still am not doing any processing on it. I'm not cropping it yet or anything. I'm sending it into Sharpen AI. So So I'm going to right click on it. I'm going to go down to Edit In and down to Topaz Sharpen AI. Now I'm going to send the original. This is the original TIFF file that came from Denoise AI. There wasn't anything done to it in Lightroom, so I don't need to edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments. I'm just going to send the original and take up less disk space doing it that way. Now once it gets into Sharpen AI, we have the different modes to find what's wrong with it. What I want to do is I kind of want to see the eye area. That's probably the most important area. So I'll move this. So over here we have motion blur. So I have it in the comparison view mode. In the comparison view mode, I can't do an auto. I could do that if I change the view mode to either single or split. So if I go to split view, see how we have auto now? So I could turn that on, and it's telling me that motion blur is the way to go. And you could see that it will take a while to render, actually. You could see over here in the lower right-hand corner, you could see how it's taking a long time. If you want to kind of speed that up, what you could change is the zoom level into a closer in zoom level, and that helps speed that up a little bit because it's just going to display less pixels for its preview, so it doesn't take as long to render. So there it is now, it's done. So, but as I implied, I kind of like the comparison view despite using auto and it telling me that motion blur is the best way to go right now. We'll go with this. Again, I have motion blur normal set to auto. I have the autofocus set to very blurry, and that's auto as well. That's updating in the lower left-hand corner. Now it's doing the too soft model, and that's been updated as well. Now I have these different models. The motion blur is the one it recommended. And if I kind of reset, now when I reset, it's going to have to do its rendering all over again because I'm moving that little box around. But we'll let it do its thing. Here is the motion blur mode in the top right hand corner. It's now rendering the out of focus mode. This is relatively slow, and if you have a slower computer, unfortunately this is going to be excruciatingly slow. So it looks like to me that the motion blur the one it recommended looks to be about best, maybe. That looks pretty good. If I zoom back out, I'll go over here and we zoom to 50%, it will give us more of the image. But in doing so, it's going to take a lot longer to render. So what I'll do is I'm going to reposition this a little more so we see more of the bird. And I'll let it render all three of these modes. And then I'll pause the video while it does that so you don't have to listen to me jabber. And when we come back, all three will be rendered. Okay, it rendered all three. You could see the motion blur, the one it recommended when I had the auto button on. It looks pretty good. The autofocus looks good, and I actually think this is the one I used last time. And you could see that maybe in the video that the autofocus one, it has a little more detail than the motion blur one. It's a little sharper, but it might be a little bit too sharp. And the too soft mode is probably the least sharp of the three, although they're all very, very close. Now I could come in and let's say I decide to use the motion blur. I could take it off auto and move the sliders myself. Like for instance, we probably don't need to suppress noise because I already did that with Denoise, but let's just take it as is and click apply. I think you'll agree though, it really did a tremendous job. Now it's going to render that actual, those settings, or put those settings and save it as that TIFF file, and we'll return back to Lightroom. Then in Lightroom, once it does return, I am going to do some adjusting there to finish off the image. And again, I'll pause, so we'll jump through this 30 seconds, and when we come back, we'll be in Lightroom. Okay, we're back in Lightroom. This is our TIFF file that is sharpened, and it shouldn't be as sharp as that original one I had shown you at the top of the video. Here's our original raw file that is blurry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this one, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crop it. I'm going to pull in from this edge, and I'm going to put the bird's eye directly on this point of the intersection in the rule of thirds and do that. And then what I'll do is I'll just do the type of processing I would normally do in Lightroom for this image. Kind of a little texture, maybe a little clarity. You can see that it's very, very colorful, so I'm not going to add any vibrance or saturation. Pretty much done. I'm going to go down to effects and just add a vignette. So very quickly that's done. Now I didn't use as much sharpening on this one compared to this one that I showed you at the top of the video. You can see that one is considerably sharper compared to that one. It's really up to personal taste which one might like better than the other, but I think you'll agree both of them are probably better than this one. Let me crop this one similarly. And I think you'll agree that they're both better than that one. So which one you like the best? Let me know in the comments. The one that's very, 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 very sharp. The one that I just did that is sharp, but not quite as sharp as that one. Or do you just like the original blurry image? Let me know in the comments. And that's how I go about using both Denoise AI and Sharpen AI on an image such as this. Thank you, everyone who watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.